2014 is shaping up to be a very fascinating year for international artists coming to perform here. Among the big names who have already confirmed their dates in Israel this summer are the Rolling Stones, the Pixies, Soundgarden, Neil Young and Justin Timberlake. So we wanted to find out how hard it was to convince those big international names to come to perform in Israel, what their presence here will bring in positive publicity for the country, and will the numbers of cultural tourists go up thanks to those acts performing in the Holy Land. At the international department at Shuki Weiss Productions, Oren Arnan, who amongst others brought to Israel Madonna, David Bowie and Barbara Streisand, claims that the tide has turned when it comes to the willingness of A-list performers to come to Israel.
Some of the bigger shows we've had last few years have been Madonna, who's played here twice, Depeche Mode, who've played here twice. We had Linkin Park over. We had an Ozfest date with Ozzy Osbourne and Korn and Soulfly and a bunch of other incredible bands. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Barbara Streisand, Cirque du Soleil made their debut here in 2012 and will be returning this summer. And I think that if you look back at the last 5 or 6 years where you see that there's a constant increase in the amount of artists coming, to be honest, I think they're talking to each other and they're saying, you know, we're having a good time there, let's go play Israel.
I would like to announce our huge joy and pleasure and excitement and the thrill that we have to come to Israel for the very first time.
The energy here within the audience is great. The weather is fantastic. Most of the shows happen, you know, May through September, October. It all takes place outdoors. It's not the indoor arenas that they're used to in the US and in Europe. And it gives them, you know, a fun, kind of different experience with that same rock and roll vibe too that they're used to at home. There are logistical difficulties with getting here because they have to fly out here, whereas in Europe they're traveling around with their entire show in 10 or 20 or 30 trucks. It takes a little more knowledge and understanding and experience to get it done and get it done well. But not something that's been holding us back, luckily. Something that we've learned to overcome with the artists and their production teams. Let's say we've seen a big increase in tourism coming into the shows over the last few years. Again, I think a lot of that started with Madonna in 2009, where we had several thousand tourists coming in from Europe and the US mostly and all over, who came in to see the show.
Cultural editor of Time Out Tel-Aviv admits having all those big shows come to Israel makes the locals feel like they are finally reached some state of normality.
It's kind of a symbol for normality. People living here are not used to big names coming here, at least in the music scene. And it's very nice to see big artists coming to make us feel like we're a normal place after all. The tickets in Israel are much more expensive than abroad. I think that the differences are maybe sometimes even 100% more expensive in Israel. But I think that that's something that you take in consideration because the artists are a lot more risk coming here. I think that the artists coming here have a lot more pressure set on them. Like, you know, performing in Paris, no one would tell you don't do it or it's terrible, whatever. So I guess that's part of the deal, you know, of living here. I think that with artists like Madonna and Justin Timberlake and Rihanna coming here, then we would see a lot of tourists coming to see the shows because it's much more affordable for people, like paying with euros instead of shekels all of a sudden. So I think that, yeah, that industry is growing rapidly as well.
German ticket giant Eventim has conquered the Israeli market, selling hundreds of thousands of tickets per year, but more than that, because of the international ownership, tickets for shows in Israel can now also be bought through their network of companies worldwide.
Eventim is an international group. We are part of 21 countries, starting from Russia until UK and include Israel. In the last 2 years there was few events which we were very surprised by the amplitude of people that coming from abroad to Israel, purchasing tickets, getting involved in the local industry. 2 years ago, when Madonna launched her campaign in Israel, we received few thousands of people, almost 4,000 people coming all over the world to Israel. People from Thailand, people from United States, people from the UK, contact us, go to our web shop, and bought the ticket, and we met them at the gates, we met them at the venue. It was amazing. Depeche Mode, more than 1,500 people come, most of them from Europe. The hardcore of the fans of Depeche Mode come especially to see her. Barbara Streisand, same phenomenon, but the audience was a little bit more adult, but still, we see it again and again and again. In the last 2 years, we sold hundreds of thousands of tickets in the Israeli market. We are absolutely changing the methods of buying tickets. In unique events, you can reach the goals of 2 to 10% of the tickets selling abroad.
Bringing those high-profile artists to perform in Israel is a very costly task too. Before even selling a single ticket, the artists earn at least $1 million. Rihanna earned even $2.2 million when she performed last year, and the Rolling Stones are reportedly asking for $4.4 million for a single show. For JN1, I'm Ron Jacobsohn in front of the Nokia Arena in Tel Aviv.